There it is. Good morning, my friends. My name is Doug Wood. I'm an Optavia coach, and I'm excited to be here. If I haven't had the opportunity of meeting you, well, it's nice to meet you. Drop your name in the chat and actually maybe tell me how long you've been a coach. I would love to kind of see who's on, how long you've been a coach. I myself has been a coach for 9 years. I'm actually going to share through PowerPoint this morning with some slides showing you a little bit about my journey because I've walked the same journey as anybody else. Actually, no, we all have a unique journey. Let me turn my notifications off. All right, welcome. Look like we have some new family members, a lot of new family members. We are one big family here. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like when I became an Optavia coach, it was like I came home, but it took me a couple years to come home and find my family because I resisted this process probably for a little too long. And how many of you guys can relate to that? Kind of like, no, I like resisted coaching. Like my coach came in and like suggested me being a coach. And I'm like, literally was not very nice to him. I'm like, no, get away. I will never do something like that. And look at me now, helping people, helping my family and loving what I'm doing. So anyway, we're going to dive right into it this morning. Hey guys, let me just share my screen because it's going to be a PowerPoint today. And then I'll get up, get my laptop out. We'll probably be well, it's going to be very unplugged. All right. Hopefully that's okay with you. I'm just going to share my heart this morning. Attack the map. It is March 1st and it is 9:01 Pacific. And I am your host. And you're on the right Zoom if you are watching. So this morning we're going to talk about how to leverage your effort and growth in March. Been a coach 9 years. And I'm just letting you know, you're going to need a jack hammer or whatever that thing is. A car jack to handle the growth this month if you do what I'm about ready to share with you the next hour. That is my promise to you. I will share with you everything you need to know to have the best, I'm going to just say month of your life, and then it will only get better. Now, it's up to you to do what you want to with what you learned this morning, but I will share everything you need because this is exactly, I don't know if anyone can relate, but this is my business. December. That's what January looked like. That's what February looked like. Just drop something in the chat if you can relate it. This looks like your business so far. That was December. January, February, a little bit of, all right. And then hello, March. And there's a very good reason why I am sharing this morning. Before we move on to March, though, we need to make sure we stop and we turn the page, okay? February is incredible. There's 3 shorter days than normal. Lost 3 days of acquisition, okay? If you got anywhere near 98, 99, 100%, you had a huge month of growth, okay? Because everything catapults on March, and it's like a big old tidal wave that comes crashing down here in March. Now, also, our company chose to take our IT platform and set us up to literally take over the world in health. That's what they did. They realized that our IT platform was only built to go to $1 billion in total revenue. We're like, guys, that's not going to get it done. So we strategized over the last year and a half, and we said if we're going to become a $10 billion company and truly impact the world, we need technology to take us there. I don't know if you've ever upgraded a phone or got a new phone. There's a few new widgets and apps to figure out, right? You know what? We're all in the middle of figuring out a few things as our IT platform elevated. So thank you for giving our company grace and a few little hiccups, but it looks like things are really heading in the right direction. And the important thing is that we don't dwell on any 1 or 2 things negative. We go, you know what? It is what it is. We're getting better. And we are elevating and going to a whole new level, and we're going to make sure we maximize March. And so if you're in with me on that, please drop like a yes or an amen or something that you are going to focus. Drop that in the chat now. Who's with me? Like we're going to utilize all 31 days of this month. It's good to see well over 1,000 of you on this morning too. This is a very, very cool call, very timely call. A lot of people are hungry. and meaning hungry for breakthrough. Our families, our friends, our fellow people that we go to church or something with, our communities, people need breakthrough. I don't know about your social media feed, but mine's lit up with, I can tell, I can see the smile, but I can see it in the eyes. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt, and people need what we have. And I do believe it's our duty the next 31 days to offer it and bring it to them. So this is what March is going to look like. I want to tell you about me real quick because your story matters. That's T and I about a week before we started Optavia Journey 9 years ago. That's us about 8 months later. So we lost over 100 pounds together. It was incredible. But I really started Optavia just to lose weight. Didn't want to have anything to do with coaching. My coach did suggest that we coach. I said, no, you can go talk to my wife, but I got no time for that. I got a real job. I got a real business to run. And I said, no, I resisted it. I resisted him until he said the words to me, Doug, do you know that accountability, you've shared with me that you have fear of, gaining some weight back. We've discovered that some health coaches, it really helps them with accountability when they pay it forward and just help even a few friends out. He goes, now, because he knew my butt. I didn't think you got paid for coaching, which I'm just going to pause right there for a second. Please make sure your clients know that you get paid for coaching. It baffles me why we don't want our clients to know. We don't get paid off of them. Optavia pays me to coach you. By the way, they pay me about $75 to $85 a month to coach you. Okay? In my mind, I thought that coaching, that he was maybe making $10 to $15 a month to call me once a week. I'm like, dude, I don't got time for that. Until he said, Doug, accountability. I'm like, yes, I can identify with that. Okay? Because I didn't think you could make any money. So I started coaching, but mainly Tia did. Tia did it. She was making a little decent money in the beginning, enough to put our daughter in private school, which we could not afford. It was awesome. It was incredible. And this was a third why. First, we wanted to lose weight. Second, we wanted accountability. Third, Tia started actually applying, I would say, a little effort. And in the meantime, I kind of laughed at it until she got paid about $600 to $700 one month. And I was like, what in the heck are you doing? This is amazing. And yes, our daughter can go to that private school, and a lot's changed since then. But here's sometimes the fear. And I'm just sharing with you my heart before we get into the map, okay? And hopefully that's okay with you. I'm just sharing with you. We all have a journey. We all have a story. But we started making what I feel like, and I'm going to stop share for 1 second. We started making what I feel like is the scariest income that you can make as an Optavia coach. It's between $3,000 and about $3,000 a month. You're like, gosh, Doug, what's so bad about that? $3,000 to $3,000 extra a month solves and puts a Band-Aid on most people's problems. It takes us from being good to where it's just good enough. All of a sudden we can start having date night again. All of a sudden Christmas got a little easier. All of a sudden we could go afford another car payment. And we were broke at a higher level without really pushing through to make any changes because it gave us breathing room. It like put grease on the wheels, which is not a bad thing. But the dangerous thing about that was we hung out and Tia and I held her back because she was starting to make some decent money, but we started going to Vegas and spending it on not bad things, just, we started backing off. We started backing off, starting conversations. We started not showing up to trainings like this as much. Okay, we would start just kind of missing things. Our weekly coach training that our coach had, we would kind of show up to every other one, and then we started our notice. Our business was just kind of up and it was down. It was up and it was down. Everything within us wanted to stop though and relax and just go, you know what? Maybe Optavia is not meant for us. Maybe they're only those lucky ones, like the Terry Millers or the Troy Drollingers and the Bryans and the Dr. A's are the lucky ones, or the Beccas or the Ginas or the Brads. They have the special sauce. Well, what we decided is we made a decision. we decided to go all in. And we decided to say, you know what? The most consistent thing in my life for the last 2 years was that same $500 to about $1,200 a month Optavia kept sending us from the little bit of work Tia would do, and I'd kind of support her, but I was probably more of a distraction. So I'm seeing the chat here. Good. I'm glad I'm not preaching to the choir. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just sharing with you my story. I mean, I feel like people can relate more to our stories than not. So we made a decision to go, you know what? If Optavia and this income that they kept, let me slow down here. We knew the program worked because we had lost over 100 pounds together and pretty much maintained it, although we weren't perfect. Health is a process, give me grace. Jeez, guys. All right. So then in what effort Tia put into coaching was paying her a whole lot more than my 60 to 70 hours a week I was putting in I call it my identity job. It was the identity of, I'm going to always do this, right? Something that the first time somebody asked you, what do you do? It's like, well, really, we're a good health coach, but it's like, no, I am and we usually say our title. That's why titles are worthless these days anyway. But, so we were like, if Optavia is the most consistent thing in our life, what would happen if we actually put the effort that we put into Optavia more than about 5 hours a week? And we actually put 15 hours a week into it. Imagine what it could do for us. And so what happened was the people around us thought we were crazy, and they started telling us to chill out, relax a little bit. Like, gosh, have you guys gone off the cuckoo train? Like, are you, here's a favorite. Are you sure you're going to join one of those things? I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm 9 years in and I've joined one of those things. And now those people that were telling me that stuff are all calling me asking to borrow money. It's hilarious, to be honest with you. But the point is that we, instead of stopping and relaxing after 2 years of treating this like a hobby, we went all in. Some of you guys right now are like, who is this guy and what did I log into this morning? Well, I'm just a guy that Optavia has changed my life and has changed my family tree. So, dreams take action. When we have dreams or desires that are so big, we're embarrassed to tell the people around us we're simply around the wrong people. It may require leaving the people who give us flack and getting around those who will encourage us. God did not put a dream inside of us to mess with our heads. It's there because it's time to start taking actions towards making it a reality. And T and I were just normal, average people with above average desires, and we didn't want to stay this way anymore. And we literally feel like Optavia was like our golden ticket. It was like we've been treating this thing like a hobby. So I don't know what you guys paid for your health coaching kit, but I paid $199 for mine. And I literally let this lottery ticket of $200 sit. Actually, I'll show it to you guys. I just thought of it. I have it down here. This is what it used to look like. Okay? This thing came in the mail. This old Take Shape for Life binder. And this thing sat on a shelf for a long time. We didn't do nothing with it. Oh, but we did. So, always remember this. The difference between a presidential business and a senior coach's business is I've just talked to more people. I've just started more conversations. I've just literally realized that maybe this was my golden ticket. And what if I just cashed it and started being faithful with it and started applying it and using it? And no clients came in my coaching kit. We had to go find them ourselves, but it was going to take effort. It was just going to look different, okay? So one of the things to remember here this morning, we're going to get into the map here in a second, guys. This is all transactional map stuff is great. But I want to make sure we're laser focused as a family here this morning, that we know where we're going and we know what's possible. Understanding your posture. If you change your posture about this business, you will change your life. How big you see it and how bold you share this gift is really, if other people see you treating it like a hobby, they will see it as just that. Okay? If you're, I'm kind of doing the Optavia thing and you're kind of skittish about it, but if others see your passion and you being a professional, the same way you are a professional in whatever else you used to do or still do, people will begin to respect you, refer you, or join you. And that's what shifted for us. We stopped tiptoeing. And we're like, you know what do we have to lose by just going all in for a short season with Optavia? It hasn't harmed us yet. Actually, it got to a place where it was a tug of war. We were like, we either need to do this thing or just quit it, because we felt like it was like this monkey on our shoulder that wouldn't go away. Can anyone relate? Like Optavia being like you go through like a love-hate relationship with it every couple of weeks or every couple of months. Okay, if that's you, that was me. All right, until we literally put our foot down and said, if this is going to be, it's going to be up to me. And actually, it was up to us, Tia and my wife. Tia and my wife, me and my wife, Tia, okay? So change your posture, change your life. Change your posture about you being a health coach. Be proud of it. Don't ignore it. I found myself on airplanes sitting next to somebody. They'd be like, what do you do for a living? And my pride and my ego would be like, well, I own a furniture store. Yeah, a broke, in-debt furniture store. You sure do, Doug. And is this guy that's flying to Philadelphia ever going to buy furniture from me? No. But my ego wanted to say I owned a furniture store. When I started saying, you know what, I help people get healthy, wonder where the conversation went to. When I really let what I used to do, and I started leading from the future and act in the now. If I want to be a global director, well, how do global directors act? They don't act of telling everybody they own a furniture store. Okay, they act with, no, this is what I am. I help people get healthy. Spending way too much time on this, but I think this is good stuff. All right. Oh, good. We're only 17 minutes in. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're in for a good ride this morning. Okay, well, I'm having fun. Hopefully other people are. I wish I could see you guys, but I want to show this stuff. Okay, this is my business in 2011 when T and I decided to go stop tiptoeing around. 2011 to 2012. Check this out. I'm going to see if I can find me some annotate. Where's a drawing tool here? I'm not very good at this stuff. Okay, check this out. This is when we had our biggest aha. Like this was when we drew a line in the sand. It was right there. Check out what happened from here to there. Guys, that's six to 9 months. Look what happens from February to March. Okay, it gets crazy. It gets intense and nothing changed. We knew how to start conversations. We knew that this program worked. We didn't come up with a new strategy. I'll share with you exactly what we did. This changed. Our posture changed. How we saw this business. We started treating it with a little bit more respect, a little bit more focus. We started actually using the map. That very first month, we started using the map that February. Okay, so we're a month off from my timeline, but give me a break here, okay? I started using the map. I started taking dead aim at where we were going. After that, we started attacking debt. Then not shortly after that, we closed a furniture store. And yes, that September, we went presidential director. So we see some of these incomes. We want these incomes. But are we willing to do the work to get these incomes? They do take work. I'm going to teach you this morning how to start achieving these. Okay, here in just a few minutes. We pause for station identification to make sure that our Optavia income disclosure statement is always displayed anytime we talk about income. We protect ourselves. We also protect our company, who is our mothership and has our back. So how do we leverage and grow our March? Well, there's a few things that we do. But if we want this type of March, it starts with making a new decision, a new commitment. Because March is the building block for the rest of the year. January was great. February was a little bit better, give or take a percentage or two. Again, we lost 3 days. Otherwise, it would have been like a normal, tier step. March is going to be great. And guys, March sets the tone for your year. So if you are going to do anything consistently for 31 days, give it a try this month because your whole world can change. So March growth, utilizing 31 days to accelerate our business. But yeah, we want to celebrate it too. I want you to pick out where your rank was last month or points. February, if you were a senior coach, we are so happy for you. Just want to pause for a minute. Actually, I want to stop and I want to celebrate my senior coaches. Not mine, you're the senior coaches. If you are a senior coach, you finished at senior coach in February? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat, guys. Very cool. Good job, Pamela, Kate, Danny, Chelsea, Vicky, Phil, Christy. Wow, guys. Do you understand that you just changed the trajectory of 5 people's life forever? You have lasting, major impact on them. You've changed a family. Now, some of them will stick with it and some of them won't, but you have paid forward something that they will probably end up thanking you for if they haven't already. You made lasting impact. You probably changed a generation. You maybe changed a town. You might have ended up changing a state or a country. That's how massive this thing is. And you've impacted 5 people's lives, and do not take that lightly, because we're doing big things here at Optavia in helping people change their life. However, you have the opportunity to do that 2 to 3 times more this month, just because it's March. Everything falls on March. You can add 3 points. Some of you guys are like, what are 3 points? I'm going to explain 3 points here in a minute. Managers, you're going to go ED this month if you decide to, but it's a decision. You don't go, I'm going to try. I personally erase the word try and either do or not, but I do not try. 4 to 5 points. You're going to go ED this month, managers. Okay? It's just a matter of fact. Just do it. Okay? Where's my ADs at? Associates. You should go ED, like no problem. And actually, you should blow through it with 6 to 7 points. My EDs. Where's my EDs? Whoop, whoop. Good job, EDs. Now you are beginning to change like generations already. You finish at 5 points, you will want to for sure grow to 7 to 8 points this month. Okay, we got to throw out ranks. Once we get ED, we got to throw away ranks. Stop being attached to ranks. Ranks tells Optavia how much they can pay you. And it gets you a nice little shout out on Facebook, and it kind of tickles our ego a little bit. But when we're in the business of impacting people's lives, we focus on growth and impacting more lives, and the rank will take care of itself. Okay? And 6 to 7 point EDs must go to 10. You got to get your points to 10 this month. Okay? I told you this is going to be a little unplugged this morning, right? So people ask me, Doug, what does it take? And I'm not going to read through all these. What does it take, Doug? Answer, as long as your faith and your family priorities are in order, then it usually takes more than you're doing right now. Here's a few things to consider. It's going to take less TV this month, my friends. It's going to take less excuses and more structure in our health, in our family, in our calendars. Less chill out friends and more purpose friends. Less scrolling on Instagram and Facebook and more reading and more purpose time. Less caring what others think, more caring about what you think about your own goals. Less music, more podcast. Less happy hours, more work. Less trying to sell and just give. Less telling and more listening. Stepping into somebody else's world and letting them know that they matter, right? My friends, it's going to take a different type of focus this month. Join me in this. All right, let's get to what this training is about. Using the map and understanding points to accelerate your business for maximum impact. And I just want to pause because I want you guys to see what I just did there. Never talk about the map until we know why we're talking about it. Never talk about a rank until we know why we're talking about it. Never talk about a volume or a blah, blah, blah until we know why we're talking about it. Because anytime we start to go, oh man, I'm just not feeling it, or not signing up any clients, or oh, here's one of my favorites, I'm not getting anybody. Well, that's probably exactly the reason why you're not, because we don't get people. We give to people, okay? They're not a part of our system. These are real people's lives. Behind every premier order, there's a life. There's blood, there's sweat, there's tears. There's somebody lying their head on their pillow at night saying, I can't do this. This is hard. This sucks. Maybe I'm just meant to be fat. I can't even follow the effing 5 and 1. That's what they're saying, bawling themselves to sleep. It's so simple. Just eat every 2.5 hours. They cry themselves to sleep, and then they stop returning our phone calls because they're the shame. And then we're like, hey, your order hasn't processed. Dude, maybe they just need a friend. Maybe they just need to know that you get it, that you're not perfect either, that you've cried yourself to sleep through this health journey too. You guys see what I'm saying? We're in the live transformation business. So what do we do with that? Well, now that we're clear on what we want, anytime you're feeling funky about your story, first of all, it's a complete lie from the pit of wherever you want to call it. But your story matters. And go back and re-fall in love with your story. The reason I shared with you my story this morning, I never want to forget the dark place I was in, which is why I didn't go to bed last night until about 12:30 this morning. Not because it was the end of the month. The night before, I went to bed at 11:30. I'm working 14 to 15-hour days right now, not because I have to, because I'm expanding. Okay? Anytime I get into a funk, I go back and go, where was my life a year ago? Where was it 5 years ago? Where was it 7 years ago? You've came a lot farther than you think you have. So fall back in love with your story. Your story is so valuable. And here's another one. Nothing worse than I hear is people like, well, my story is, well, first of all, never open your story with my story is. You make it sound so like, okay, we're going to go down memory lane here and it's twinkle time with Doug. No, tell what happened. Tell the dark place you were in. Never say, well, I just lost 30 pounds. You just lost 30 pounds? Do you understand that the world would give anything to know how you did that? So we get into this comparative Optavia world like, oh, I'm only a 30-pound loser. I'm only a 12-pounder. I didn't have that much weight to lose. Do you know how many people feel stuck between 0 and 20 pounds lost that need something and they need structure and they need you to tell your story that you lost 10 pounds? Just like somebody else who tells their story that lost 90? In fact, you should be sharing it with more conviction and more passion because that is posture. It's not diminishing our story. Okay, I got to talk about the map. All right, using the map and accelerator points to accelerate and build your business for maximum impact. Okay, this is the map. Everyone got it printed out, right? We're going to talk about it, okay? And I want to make sure everyone is using this version. This is the newest one. I think Terry and some others are going to drop it in the chat, the link. Okay, even if you've already filled out your map and you're like, oh, that doesn't look like the map I used, print this new one out today and refill it out on this. We want everyone using this current map. It's got everything we want on it, okay? This is the most current map, and it's in the chat, all right? Okay, we're going to talk about points, though. Now, and actually, we're going to understand some jargon, okay? Because this is going to be a little entry level for a few of you, but that's okay. Frontline volume, what is FLV? I hear everyone talking about FLV, right? FLV is all of the combined personal volume from your orders placed by individuals in a health coach's frontline. So that is all of your clients is your frontline volume. That has nothing to do with your order that you order because we are coaches of our coach. So Doug and Tia place a $200 to $700 order a month with my health coach who sponsored me. Okay? Because we're not a wholesale buying club. We don't cheat the system. We don't have lack of integrity. We don't have, I'm going to try to save a few bucks. We're not a normal MLM to where they have all these savings for whatever, okay? We always order, if you're a health coach and your husband's a health coach with you, you guys order your combined order through your health coach. Everything else, all of your clients and all of your frontline coaches orders through your site. That is your frontline volume, okay? Number 2, what is group volume? GV. All of the combined personal clients and coaches volume. So that's all of your clients, frontline, all of your coaches, frontline, their orders, plus all of your coaches volume and clients and your coaches of coaches. Okay, that is GV. All right. So let's talk about points. You said, Doug, you're saying if I'm a senior coach, I could easily grow by 3 points this month? I'm saying absolutely. How are we going to do that? Okay, Optavia has decided a way to pay us, which is pretty cool. Like, let's just give a whoop whoop for Optavia paying us. Hello. Good stuff, Optavia. All right. How do you earn points? Well, they've decided that you earn a point. For every $1,200 in frontline volume, you get a point. So it's about every 3-ish to 4-ish clients, okay? Now, it does take some entities, but I'm not going to get into entities right now. That's a whole nother training. Every 1,200 in frontline volume, you get a point. And you can get as many points as you want. Okay? In fact, while I'm on it, I want my people that run over 10,000 in frontline volume to drop something in the chat and just say 10K club. Okay, let's see my 10K club peeps. Here's why I like my 10K club peeps. Ah, look at that. My 10K club. I just want to stop and just look at these people. Ah, gorgeous. Did my 10K club sleep really well last night? Well, of course you did, because you were over 6,000 in frontline volume, probably like back on the 15th or 16th. You weren't rallying for one more order last night. And also, you're building a big business, okay? Because it's a funnel to coaches, all right? Now, every senior coach line of business, you get 1 point. What's a senior coach? It's a coach who has 5 ordering entities and a combined group volume of $1,200. So you're going to earn points 2 ways. It's like building Legos, you know? I can use this one here and I can use this one here, or I can stack them all. I could have 5 or 6 senior coaches and no volume technically, although that'd be kind of impossible. Or some of you have chosen to do the volume route, and we're going to talk about that today. Okay, so 1 point for each. So utilizing a blended path. Doug, what's a blended path? Well, I'm going to explain. To accelerate and build your business in March. Okay, there's about 5 multiple ways that you can go executive director. Now, executive director is like the milestone, the first milestone. There's 2 milestones. Well, there's a lot of milestones. Doug, what are you saying? I'm saying senior coach is the first benchmark of going, you know, I talked about you guys earlier, like, oh, awesome. You just changed 5 families' lives. Then from there, your next step is really going executive director. Now, you might have a pit stop along the way at manager or associate. Never a director, because you don't stop at director. You either go associate or you go ED. But work with your coach. He'll explain that. So we have 5 ways to go executive director, as that's the first big benchmark to, like, I would say, changing your life and truly changing your family tree. Not only other people's lives, but now you're in the process of changing your life. All right? I'm going to explain these. So you're saying, Doug, okay, 5 points to go ED, right? Okay, so everyone knows it's 5 points. Let me back up. 5 points. Oh, I didn't realize my slides are all off. Can you see the little white stuff right there? Those are supposed to be down in the green. But you know what? I've never been known to have a polished PowerPoint, so why should I start this morning? So it says 5-0, 4-1, 2-3. I can't even see them now, but anyway, you guys get the point. All right. 5-0. So you're saying I can go ED with 6,000 in frontline volume, right? Because 1,200 times 5 would be 6,000. Divide 6,000 by 1,200 is 5 points, right? 6,000 in frontline volume, it's approximately 20 clients. So you can go executive director by volume only, which I would say it's not that common anymore. So I would try not to go this way, and I'll explain why here in a minute. Or you can go the most common way and the most abundant way, and how literally the people that are blowing up are going executive director with the 4-1. It means about 4,800 in frontline volume. And this is like your first month going ED, okay? It's approximately 12 to 15-ish clients. And one of them, your clients that became a coach, being a senior coach, meaning that coach has 5 clients, right? You'd be executive director. Other really abundant way is the 3-2 plan. Now, I think you're just a straight up baller if you do this, because this means you're actually building textbook. 3,600 frontline volume, 12-ish clients, and 2 coaches. The 2 and 3, you're just, you know what, I'll take you out for a nice, healthy, lean and green right here in Scottsdale if anyone goes by 2 and 3, because you're just on a whole nother level. All right? Now, it's very important, my friends, this morning to understand clients to coaches. And I'm not going to tell you anything. Well, I am going to tell you something. I want you guys to see my eyes for a minute. Out of every 5 clients, that comes into your Optavia business, one of them is a health coach. You don't believe me? fine, don't. But you're holding them up if you don't talk to them about it. And you'll mess with my numbers, because I'm letting you know right now, out of every 5 clients, one of them needs to be a health coach. How about I go with that? Now, I'm not saying they're going to order their kit today. I'm just letting you know, at some point, if you posture it right and you let them know that they would be a good health coach, and that most people become coaches because most people do what people want to do. If I told you, I haven't even seen a movie in like 3 months. Sorry, I've been busy getting the world healthy. And I haven't watched Netflix either, seriously, in months. I promise you, have not even opened my Netflix. Guys, this is what it takes. When you choose to like live a life, and I don't know, let me just stop for a second. I don't know if when you've been and your family has been at the bottom of the barrel, and literally you've been facing bankruptcy, losing everything, to where you got to move back in with family, and Optavia comes into your hands, you do not screw around with it. That's just me. I'm not putting that on you. I'm just like, I don't play around with this thing, because somebody offered this thing to me, and it is my duty to make sure that I'm not the domino that holds this thing up. So I'm sorry I get intense about it, but this company and my coach and my support team has changed my life, because they kept inviting me to calls like this. They kept saying, Doug, you can do this. Doug, contend. Doug, I know it's hard. Doug, stick to program. Doug, I need you at convention. You got to be there at convention. Push through. I know it's late. Make one more phone call. They never told me what to do. But once you start to taste a little bit of freedom, you're like, I will never, ever put my family back in that situation ever again. You make a promise to yourself. I've told my girls, my son, and my wife, I will never put you in harm's way ever again. So sometimes you just go, it is my duty to share this gift and a good thing with good people. And while we're on the subject, money doesn't do anything to people. It just defines who you already are. So if you're a good person, a generous person, you're just going to give more. Okay? I'm not going to talk about my giving, but you just give more if you're already, and if you're a jerk, you're going to be more of a jerk with money. Doesn't change people. Okay? And now what I also love about Optavia, while I'm going on a rabbit hole here, is that our income, we grow into our income. We never outgrow our income. If we're not ready to have a bigger income, I guarantee either Optavia, people won't join you, or God won't allow you to get a bigger income, because you can't handle it. And that's why these celebrities and these baseball and basketball players ruin their life in 2 to 3 years, because they get a big old $10 million contract. They can't handle it. It just defined some stuff that was already in there. I love Optavia. We don't outgrow. We don't go global. We grow global. And we don't go get income. We grow into our income, and you become the person. Okay. You guys, Doug, when are you going to get to the map? We're getting there. So every 5 clients, there's a health coach. It is our duty to start identifying who they will be. Didn't say they have to order their kit tonight or tomorrow, but it's important that we understand who they are. Okay. So back to the map. We got our map out. Here we go. Buckle up. Here's our blank map. All right. Here's what we do first. At the very bottom, we're going to fill out exactly where we finished at midnight last month. Okay, you can open up your Connect and it'll tell you if you don't have that memorized, but I would say these are good numbers to have memorized. I can tell you exactly all of these numbers by heart right now for my business at all times, because a CEO of their business stops looking in Connect every 7 to 8 days, and you see it every single day and you know exactly where your business is. Okay, what was your current reality last night? Down there where it says rank, I would even say throw out rank and just say, how'd you feel about the month? Maybe flip over the map. Maybe what did you do well? What did you not do well? Where did you take your foot off the gas? Did your health suck? Write that down. Or you know what? Current reality is really good. I'm excited for March. Write that down. What was your frontline volume? Better get my annotate out. Annotate. Can't even pronounce it. Okay, you're going to fill out your frontline volume, your group volume. You don't know your income yet, but you can probably take a stab at it. But don't worry about that one, okay? How many new clients did you start last month? And also, nothing gets left blank on the map. So if you didn't start any new clients last month, I want you to write 0. We don't leave it blank, okay? Sometimes we just need to stare at a good old 0 once in a while. Current reality is an acquired taste. You'll grow from seeing zeros, all right? How many new coaches, frontline, did you start? Did you have any new coaches start. I should stop writing 0. Let's just say 7. Okay. And then how many points from frontline volume did you have? Remember, that's 1,200 times how many? So you may have had 4 points from frontline volume. Maybe you had 2 senior coaches. Awesome. Your total points would have been 6. Okay. All right. Let me clear that drawing. Next is, whoops. Shoot. Now I can't figure out how to get rid of this mouse. Okay. There we go. Next is okay. Now that we have access, realize current reality, where do we want to be this month? We fill out the exact same thing. It's March 31st. It's midnight. What did our business look like this month? Fill the exact same thing out. Remember, no zeros on the map in any of these sections. They're either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a whole lot more. Okay? After that, we go and we're going to have to, you might have to pause this recording if you're watching this on recording or watching it back later. And you go and open up your Premiere. Okay? You're going to open up your home Premiere and you're going to then go to right here under client support. See there? It's going to a little drop down menu. I'm going to go back. You open up your Premiere. You click on client support. See projected Optavia Premiere is highlighted. You're going to click on that. It's going to run a report just like this. Projected Optavia Premiere volume. It's going to run it by organization. Depends on the size of your business. I'm going to show you what to do with it. Okay. Once it pops up, it's going to pop up something like this. Now, I blocked out some details because just didn't matter. Okay, for example, I just ran this late last night, but the point is you can run this right now. You're going to then, this is going to list out all of your clients and coaches who has a Premiere set to process this month, and it's even going to give you the date that it's set to process. See right there where it says level? I want you to click that if you have coaches, because you want to make sure you see your coach's frontline first, okay? And then it's going to list out probably a bunch of ones, and it's going to tell you everything, okay? Then you're going to go back to your map, and you're going to start filling them out. Now, here's where I want to be very clear. Whoop, that shouldn't be there. Okay, now we start filling them out, bottom to top. From any premieres that batched in the middle of the night last night, go ahead and write them on starting in number 1, all the way 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, because they went through. They're locked and loaded. But here's where we got to get brutally honest with ourselves. Let me see if I can go on. Let me back up here. I want you to be honest with yourself. Okay, I'm just going to pick on somebody here. And let's just say you pull up this report, and let's just talk about Amy Gore. Let's say Amy has a Premiere set to process on the, let's just say February 17th, okay? But Amy hasn't been returning your calls the last couple of weeks. In fact, on Facebook, you've been seeing her out having happy hour with nachos sitting in front of her. There's probably a good chance Amy's not going to be renewing this month, and she'll probably move her Premiere out. So why did you say that, Doug? Well, thanks for busting my bubble. Well, now I can't figure out. Oh, whoops. Let me get out of here. I can't. So, sometimes Ananote just jacks you up. Oh, great. Now I'm just totally frozen. Oh, good. Oh, there we go. Maybe. So now we go back to the map. Let me try to clear this dang thing. 1 minute here. This stuff is too important to butcher. Okay. So we go back to the map. Oh, fun. This is great. Okay. Whoop. So we go back to the map and only put people on the map, on your clients, that you know for a fact is going to be ordering. So starting here on the top left, put your full client orders in order of process date starting from the bottom. Next is when a new client starts this month, you add them to your frontline volume. Okay, you add them in order. Remember this, when figuring out numbers for frontline volume, if you are starting new clients correctly with Optavia Essentials, which 99.9% of you do, right? You would want to use $356 for new orders if you're calculating projections. Now, what does not go on the map? Glad you asked. Now, I'll tell you what doesn't go on my map. Maintenance orders. We don't want to maintain our business, right? So why would we want to put that on the map? Or people that I'm not 100% sure about. They don't go on my map because I'm building a life and a business for me and my family that I am going to grow. I'm not going to depend on Aunt Betty maybe processing her order this month. Okay? I'm not building a business around Aunt Betty. Yeah, but if Aunt Betty, she will be the most amazing coach. And if she becomes, no, Aunt Betty is never going to become a coach. I'm going to burst your bubble now. When you decide that not one client or one coach getting healthier doing this business will not determine your growth or you hitting a rank, is when you actually set yourself free and you're like, whoa, I can do this. This is going to be up to me. Okay, because who you think is going to do the business is not going to. Come on, where's my fellow leaders? Drop an amen. And the people who you don't think is going to do this business actually end up doing it. So if you're waiting around for Uncle Bob or Aunt Betty or your dad or your cousin or your pastor or your bishop to be the token boy for you, he's not going to. And he may. Treat him as a bonus. Here's how I looked at it a few years ago. T and I focused on helping everybody, and we just realized that, well, that person just may be our 12th, 13th, or 14th ED. They're just not going to be our second or third. So once you actually let people go and realize like, whoa, I'm just going to help everybody and I'm going to focus on the people who want it, and I'm not going to focus on anybody who doesn't want it. Happy to see I've lost 20 people on this call so far. I understand. I'm intense. I only coach people who want massive growth, and that's what this is about. So you want 30 plus active full ordering clients when building and filling your funnel, if at all possible. Many of you on the line today, I know this is advanced for some senior coaches. It's going to take you a few months to earn your way to 30, okay? Give yourself grace. There is no rush. I also want to be very clear. Optavia is not going anywhere. It's been 9 years. We're a publicly traded company. It's probably public. Well, it is public. Last time I heard, there's over $80 million cash in the bank with our company. Optavia is not going anywhere. You might be. I see coaches come and go every few months or every year or so. Few. But Optavia is only going to dominate the world. And it would be better if you were with us. But it may take us a few months to earn our way to 30 people. Also, for those of you that keeping score at home, it helps you right here on the left with percentages of how much you're paid on those frontline orders right there, okay? Now, I got to speed up a little bit. All right. I need some more water, dang it. Okay, let me find some water here. Senior Coach Tracker. Up above, we use the Senior Coach Tracker. We put one separate line of business, coach, okay, per box that you are working with to move to Senior Coach and beyond. So right up here, coaches you're working with. See there? Towards Senior Coach. As many as you can. Okay, some of you guys are going to leave blanks here because you don't have any coaches, or you only have one or two. Or you're like, well, I only have one or two and they're living now in Nairobi. Probably not going Senior Coach this month, okay? So it just is what it is, and that's okay. Current executive directors on your team don't need a box. You clearly know they're going to be senior. So, all right. And plus, they're probably now leading their own team a little bit more. I would say somewhere between senior coaches and associates do, because you're working hands-on with them. This is where this is a little advanced for some of you, sorry here, but I want to pause and talk to the business coaches. This is where you are talent scouting for coaches that are in depth for them. All right, so business coaches, we want to pay attention to who that senior coach, manager, and associate has to help them identify potential coaches. This is the most highly effective area of the map and the most underused, and I'm baffled why coaches don't fill this out. It's called, out of every 5 clients, look at this, we gave you a place to put your potential coaches. I didn't say they're going to be a coach. I'm just saying you would like them to, or you think they might good. We should never, ever, ever, forever. Okay. We never, ever have 5 clients written down a volume and have only 1 blank filled in for a potential coach. I mean, if you can't see it, I'll find some fruit in your clients if you're not going to, because I see fruit in somebody. I see potential in somebody. It's not my place to judge if they need to be a coach or they should be a coach. It's our duty to pick 2 out of the best 5 and we write their name in there. Okay? Over here, top 10 client coach candidates. Everybody should have this funnel full. At least 10 names written down. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to show you exactly my war board here in just a minute for the month of March. And you guys are going to be like, what? I'm like, yeah. Let me tell you how serious I take March. I'm going to show you. I'm going to switch my laptop in just a minute. Okay, so we got to fill this out. And I already talked about that. Yeah, we got to fill these up, guys. Got to fill these up. Non-negotiable. All right. You know, I'm not going to spend time. I am going to spend time really fast. Good looking maps. I do want to make sure that your goals, though, match your desired outcome. So, for example, this coach here has 8 clients set to process this month. And they said that they want to have frontline volume of 6,000 up here, okay? Well, their volume is going to right now finish at around 2,400. If they only sign up 3 new clients, their volume is going to be around 3,600. It's not going to be at 6. So just make sure that your frontline goal matches what you're saying you want and also what you have guaranteed. So we need to do 1 or 2 things here. This coach would need to increase their new clients and increase their action or adjust their goal. That's what I would say. So I would say this coach would need to go to like 7 to 9 new clients, or we need to get rid of 6,000 and go, nope, I'm going to only start 3 this month. That's fine. Nobody's judging your goals. You need to change your frontline volume to 3,600 goal. Does that make sense? So just understand that. Okay. Well, okay. So I'm gonna go to my laptop and show you guys a few examples, and then maybe if we have time, we might take some direct okay, let me see here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch over to my laptop. Okay, we in the house? Breaker. Okay, good. Grab one more thing of water. So every month, Tia and I, we set a new, and we've been doing this for about, we've been all in for 7. So just so you guys know, you can tiptoe around this business for 2 years and do nothing, or I wouldn't say nothing, be like senior coach between ED and senior coach for 2 years. And then when you make a decision, you can build an integrated presidential director business and a really good life. So it's just a matter of when you make the decision. So don't worry about anything you have done or haven't done. It's just from the moment you decide. But T and I, every single month, I wouldn't say every single month, that's a lie. I would say at least every other month. There's a few months of the year that we don't do it. We always write out our goals. And so we keep like paper like this in stock, okay? The cheap notebook paper from like Office Depot, the flip chart stuff. And like, for example, I write everything out just to get clarity. And I stick it up in my office here. But for example, I write out every single month, everybody I want to see get healthy or become a coach. And I don't no longer like, and it's okay if you still do this because you'll just grow through it. But when you stop seeing everybody and putting people down through a fat list and a coach list, and you just see everybody as what Optavia is for average people who with above average desires that want breakthrough, you see just how can Optavia help this person? Do they need community? Do they need income? Do they need health? Do they need relationship health? Do they need a friend? Do they need, retirement? Do they need time? You stop judging people and you're just like, once Optavia has changed your life at all a little bit, you just realize like, who could this help? So we write out usually 75 to at least 100 names, T and I do, okay? And then from here, we go and we know exactly who to start conversations with every single month. And so it's like, and sometimes T and I are like, hey, did you touch base with Megan? Okay, I'll send a message to the husband and say hello, it's us to be on the same page, okay? So we do that. So I would encourage you, if you don't have a whiteboard going, or at least some big pieces of paper, maybe like big sheets of paper, and you write things out and make photocopies, you put
You put them on your mirror where you get ready in the morning. For us, for people of faith, I mean, T and I have always prayed over this list. It was like, you know what, God, please give me the strength to be able to build trust with this person. If I'm supposed to, add value to their life, create the opportunity. I mean, that's how serious T and I take it. And so you might, do what works for you. This is what works for us. Do what works for you. And then we always write out like it's March, and like business, if you're in action and you're creating conversations and you're truly authentic, business will come. You'll be like a magnet for this business in March. Like business will just come to you. On top of the work that you have to do, it will not just come to you if you haven't been like putting in the time. But business just comes better in March. Also because a lot of people that started New Year's resolutions in January and February and they failed and they haven't stuck with it, they see you and your clients or their friend doing Optavia, and finally they're like, I cry uncle, I gotta get a hold of you. So watch, guys, it's gonna start happening. But T and I made a personal decision. We're starting 10 new clients this month. We normally do about 5. Actually, we don't have to start clients, meaning we don't have to, just meaning like a part of our business strategy is not like we need 10 clients. I think last month we ran right around 10,000 frontline volume. You know what? Maybe it was about, to be honest, I think it was about 9,200. Okay. Whoops, mine dropped below 10. But when you build a business like ours, you don't even have to run any volume if you don't want to, but it's like, that's the heartbeat and the soul of what we do. So our goal is we'll do 5 for sure, but we know because it's March, we're going to do 10. And we make sure we don't go to bed at midnight until we have done everything we can to start 10. Okay. February was a no-brainer. That was an easy one. It was just a few. It was a short month. It was great. But we also do measuring points on, okay, by the 10th, we have got to have at least 2 to 3 clients started. Okay. And as these clients get started from this list, once they start, we write them up here. Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to make you guys dizzy. Hopefully this is still helpful. Okay. Then new coaches. We made the decision this month. We're starting 3 new coaches this month. Okay. Guess what? There's going to be 3 names written in. We're just going to do it. Okay. So we start conversations here. We decide what we're going to do here. The other thing is, one other thing to the bigger thinkers is you must decide right now at what part of the month you're going to have 6,000 in frontline volume as a non-negotiable. For example, T and I make the decision our frontline volume will always be over 6,000 by the 15th at the latest. So you decide when, and you treat that like end of the month. You take it that seriously. And these are for big things, people that really want to are serious about this. I'm just giving you some tips. I got one other thing I want to show everybody and then I'll be done. And then the other one is decide whatever rank you finished last night at, how early in the month you will hit that rank. Okay. So for example, T and I hit fully integrated presidential every single month between the 8th and the 10th. Okay. So, but it used to be a couple of years ago, we went from the 30th to try to hit it by the 28th. Then we tried to hit it by the 27th, then worked it down and down earlier in the month. So you're freed up to help people. And also you're building a lot of freedom when you're hitting it that early in the month. So just decide okay, what was my rank yesterday and what day did you hit it? I'm going to move that up by 3 or 4 days. See how good that's going to feel when you leaders set their own standards for themselves. They don't have Optavia or Premier or Connect set their goals or their standards for them. They set them for themselves, and that's when our business changed. Okay, I could talk all day on this. I got to wrap up. So back to the senior coaches. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me try to change my view to speaker view. Oh, crap, that doesn't work. Okay. Well, you can kind of see this. If you're a senior coach, last month you had 1 point. My encouragement, your March goal is going to be 3 to 4 new points, or 3 to 4 points total. List out. Your next job is to help 5 to 7 people get healthy this month and start 1 new coach. Because of these 5 clients, I'm telling you right now, 1 of them is a coach. Work with your support team to figure out who they are. But I'm letting you know 1 of these 5 is a coach. Okay. Where's my managers and associates at? You finished last month at 2 or 3 points. This is probably what your business looks like. Bunch of clients. March goal. My encouragement is to finish with 5 or 6 points. That's executive director. And my suggestion is finish just at 6. Okay. My suggestion for you is start 3 new coaches. I know you can do it because if you have a good client base, plus with what you're going to add for new clients, which is maybe 7 new clients, I know for a fact you can start 3 new coaches. Last but not least, my executive directors. I'm afraid some of your businesses look like this, or the left-hand side of your map is a whole lot more full than the top of your map. So we finished last month at 5 or 7 points. Remember, I don't want to make anyone feel bad here, but don't get too excited about, woohoo, I'm ED. So, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. But if you're in the business building and changing your life, you got to shift from rank focused to point focused. How many points did I finish? And if you finished at 5 or 6 or 7, I'm just going to tell you are playing with fire, because people either move forward or they move backwards. And eventually, end of February's, if we didn't plan for it, can become very stressful if we hang around, if we're a 5 to 6 point ED. Some of you guys are like, dang, Doug. Well, you're still on, so you guys probably want to hear this. So your March goal, I'm going to say everybody who was a 5 to 7 point ED, you got to get your points to 10. Non-negotiable 10. We got to get over 10 points. And again, you need to get heavier on clients. If you already have 8 or 9 points, you're running super high frontline volume, but you don't have hardly any coaches. Okay, shift your thinking. Stop being so weight loss focused and start being health focused. Health is finances. Health is relationship. So your goal then would be to start 4 new coaches. 4 new coaches. And between 1 and 7 clients, it just depends on how many clients, what your frontline volume is now. So anyway, hey, I know there's no way to do Q&A because I'm on a webinar, but anyway, all right, guys. Well, hopefully this is helpful. Let's see what time it is. You know what? I did that in an hour. Sorry, I'm just having a little proud moment of myself here because it's hard for me to stay sometimes on time. I just get fired up. Guys, this March, we can do this thing, but we're going to need to do it together. Last but not least, I want you to make the decision. If it's going to be up to me, not your support team. This is nobody else's business. This is not your support team's business. This is your business. You decide. Okay. I'm just going to also let one other thing know. I love my health coach to pieces. His name is Calais. He changed my life. Send him a text about every 30 days saying, thank you for changing my life. But you know what he did? He just guided me to the system. He guided me to Simple Systems. He guided me to support team, and he guided me to convention. Because if it was going to be up to me. So it's March. From this day, from right now, 31 days, here's going to be my end challenge. Fill out your map as we speak. Stop, get your map filled out. Text it, or however you communicate with your support team. Text your map to your support team. 1 or 2 lines of business, whoever you work with for business. Snapshot it, text it over, and do that by tonight. Not tomorrow, today. My friends, watch what happens to this month when you take dead aim. At this month, you have clarity. You know where you're going. It's a living, breathing document. It's not, I fill out my map. Woo, I check the box. Like some people like treat 3x3x3. Like, woo, I did my 3x3. Like you're missing it if you're using it as a checkbox. Okay. You fill out your map and it's a living, breathing, working document that literally you pretty much lay on your pillow at night because you're like, who can I touch base with? Who am I talking to? What's going? How can I add more to this? All right. God bless you guys. Let's make it a great, great month. See you soon.